Unbelievable comeback. Argentina stun Egypt to reach the quarterfinals. Argentina versus Egypt 3-2 goals. Football has always been a game where anything can happen, but few matches leave fans speechless. The clash between Argentina and Egypt was one of those unforgettable nights. Packed stands, waving flags, roaring supporters, and millions watching around the world witnessed a contest filled with drama, determination, in one of the most remarkable comebacks of the tournament. From the opening whistle, Egypt looked fearless. Instead of sitting back against one of football's biggest names, they attacked with confidence. Their midfield pressed aggressively, forcing Argentina into mistakes. The South American giants struggled to settle into their usual rhythm as Egypt continued to create dangerous chances. Only 15 minutes into the match, Egypt found the breakthrough. A swift counterattack caught Argentina's defense completely off guard. A perfectly timed through ball split the defenders, allowing the Egyptian striker to race clear before calmly placing the ball into the bottom corner. The Egyptian fans erupted in celebration as their team took a shocking 1-0 lead. Argentina tried to respond immediately. Their midfield began controlling possession, while the wingers stretched Egypt's defenses with quick runs down both flanks. However, every attack was met by brave defending and brilliant goalkeeping. Egyptian players threw themselves into every tackle, determined to protect their advantage. As halftime approached, Argentina increased the pressure, but fate had another surprise waiting. In the 42nd minute, Egypt launched another lightning-fast attack. A cross into the penalty area found an unmarked forward who powered a header past the helpless goalkeeper. Suddenly, the scoreboard read 2-0. The stadium fell silent except for the joyful celebrations of Egyptian supporters. Argentina's players walked toward the dressing room with disappointed expressions, knowing they were only 45 minutes away from elimination. Inside the dressing room, the atmosphere was tense. The coach reminded his players that football rewards belief until the final whistle. He told them that champions are remembered not for easy victories, but how they respond in difficult moments. His words reignited the fighting spirit within the squad. The second half began with a completely different Argentina. Their passing became quicker, their movement sharper, and their determination obvious. Every player seemed willing to fight for every inch of the field. Their persistence finally paid off in the 56th minute. A brilliant exchange of passes around Egypt's penalty area created just enough space for Argentina's attacking midfielder to unleash a powerful strike into the top corner. The goal reignited hope, and suddenly the momentum shifted. The Argentine supporters came alive, filling the stadium with deafening chants. Every successful pass was cheered, every tackle received applause. The players could sense the growing belief. Egypt refused to surrender. They continued defending bravely, and even threatened on several counterattacks. Argentina's goalkeeper was forced into an outstanding save that kept his team alive. It proved to be one of the defining moments of the match. With 20 minutes remaining, Argentina continued pushing forward relentlessly. Their pressure finally forced a defensive mistake. A loose ball inside the penalty area fell perfectly to an Argentine striker, who reacted first and calmly slotted home the equalizer. The score was now 2-2. What had looked impossible just half an hour ago had become reality. The match had completely changed, and both teams knew the next goal could decide everything. The final 15 minutes were played at an incredible pace. Egypt searched desperately for another breakthrough, while Argentina attacked with increasing confidence. Both goalkeepers produced spectacular saves, denying several clear opportunities. As the clock entered the closing minutes, tension filled every corner of the stadium. Supporters could barely watch. Every pass, every tackle, and every shot carried enormous importance. Then came the unforgettable moment. In the 89th minute, Argentina launched one last attack. A midfielder delivered a perfectly weighted pass into the penalty area. The forward controlled the ball beautifully despite intense pressure from two defenders. Without hesitation, he fired a precise shot across the goalkeeper and into the far corner. Goal! Argentina had completed an unbelievable comeback. The stadium erupted with celebration. Players sprinted toward the corner flag, embracing each other as fans celebrated wildly in the stands. The Argentine bench rushed onto the touchline, unable to contain their emotions. Egyptian players stood frozen in disbelief. After leading 2-0 and producing one of their finest performances, they suddenly found themselves trailing 3-2. There were still a few nervous minutes of added time. Egypt threw everyone forward in search of an equalizer. Long balls flew into Argentina's penalty area, while defenders blocked shots with incredible bravery. Every clearance brought Argentina one step closer to victory. Finally, the referee blew the final whistle. Argentina had won 3-2. The players collapsed onto the pitch in celebration, exhausted after an extraordinary battle. Their comeback secured a place in the quarterfinals and reminded the football world why Argentina is considered one of the game's greatest nations. Although Egypt left the tournament heartbroken, they earned immense respect. Their fearless approach, disciplined defending, and attacking courage pushed Argentina to the limit. They proved they could compete with the very best on football's biggest stage. For Argentina, this match became more than just a victory. It became a story of resilience, teamwork, belief, and never giving up, even when defeat seemed inevitable. Fans would remember this thrilling contest for years to come, not just because of the 5 spectacular goals, but because it perfectly captured the magic of football. On this unforgettable night, Argentina turned despair into celebration, wrote another memorable chapter in their football history, and marched proudly into the quarterfinals after an astonishing 3-2 comeback against Egypt.